If you're like me and you recently boarded the DOTA Underlords train and even went on to do some research about it,
there's a deeper level to this game.
Then you might have heard a lot of people talk about a certain powerful alliance. So, word around the internet has it right now that DOTA Underlords' most overpowered alliance is Hunters, and I wanted to put my thoughts on this into this video. The TLDR reason for why Hunters are so powerful is their synergy both early and late in the game. And to show you what I mean by that, I'll go over a few points. I'll quickly introduce the Hunters, their synergy with the mana mechanic, items, other alliances in the game, what you can do against that, and what Valve could do to fix it or make it more fair and keep the fun. Alright, quick introduction to the Hunter Alliance, consisting of the reason why half of the World of Warcraft community is currently butthurt. A fucking Disney princess. The daughter of Hawkeye and Black Widow. Your mom. The dwarf from the original WoW trailer. "... 15 years later. You're dead."
Was that really necessary?
Synergy is the most important part about DOTA Underlords and video games and sports and probably life in general.
Wow.
And Hunters are so powerful because they basically synergize with every aspect of DOTA Underlords. First off, mana generation. Mana is generated by getting hit and hitting, and no other alliance is better at getting a lot of hits in than Hunters. Draw Ranger, for example, is a Hunter's centerpiece and increases everyone's attack speed, which means more hits and therefore more mana. That also goes super well with their own alliance bonus, which gives you the chance for extra attacks, which is especially powerful if you attack often. And this means you get the one resource the game has quicker than anyone else. Next up are items, and if you thought the mana generation of Underlords was in Hunter's favor, check this out. With only a few exceptions, the items in DOTA Underlords increase attack speed or damage by a flat amount. Now, we just spoke about how powerful attack speed is with the Hunter's proc, so let's look at flat damage items. I'm super shit at math, so I need a super simple example why this is such a big deal. Let's say Draw Ranger attacks every second for 100 damage, while Big Boy Tiny attacks every 2 seconds for 200 damage. Now we give both of them a Claymore, increasing their damage by a flat 21. Draw Ranger now deals 121 damage per second, while Tiny only deals 110.5 damage per second. If you now factor in that the additional flat damage also applies to the extra attacks Hunters get from their procs, you already know this is absolutely crazy synergy. Oh, and by the way, Medusa with an Eye of Skadi and her split arrows is straight up not okay. Now, all of this might be kinda okay if Hunters would not go well with other alliances. But again, have a look at this. All a devastating backline like this needs is a tanky frontline and maybe some crowd control. Great tanks in this game are Pudge, for example, available early on and giving us that sweet 2-piece Heartless bonus, working perfectly with our physical damage. Adding an axe to that gives us the second part of the first warrior bonus and prepares the Brawny Alliance that we will get from adding Beastmaster later on. And now you just need one more unit for a solid front line and you have plenty of options. Juggernaut is amazing because he completes both Bony early and becomes magic immune during his spin, making him a solid off tank. And if you're not lucky enough to get that very combination, just pick a Tusk or Tiny. They'll do the job just fine. Treant Protector is also amazing because he's not only a super strong tank on its own, but also elusive, setting us up for the first bonus with Mirana and Windranger later on. One of my other favorites is Slada, bringing a fat armor debuff into the mix while also being a warrior. I could go on and on about this, but there's one more combo that is Hunter internal, if you want to say so, that I want to highlight here, which is Medusa and Tidehunter. The Nagas are both hunters, both scaled, and a match made in Atlantis. Tide runs in early, soaks up all the damage, then stuns everyone, giving Medusa the time to generate the mana for her ability, following up with her big stun. And all of that within the Hunter theme? I don't know, but this smells fishy to me. This might be the most interesting part of this video, but might also be the shortest, because every time I got the combination I described above, I won. And I won, and I won, and I won, and I won, and I won. The exciting thing for me is that the few rounds that I lost so far were against the teams that I personally find super cool. Knights and mages. Knights might boast a physical damage reduction to stand a chance against the massive DPS of hunters, while a well-arranged mage team with Crystal Maiden, Keeper of the Light, Lich, etc., like you need all of them, just blasts your whole gang off the board before they know what happened. However, my win rate with hunters is so much higher than with any other composition that I think that either hunters need a nerf or other alliances need a buff. And that could maybe look like the following. Valve already nerfed hunters a few times, for example by tweaking their centerpiece draw ranger and the alliance bonus, but the synergy with the game as a whole is still too strong. Instead, they could maybe try something different with the alliance bonus and either take away mana gain from extra attacks or go with the classic extra attack downside, which is make them deal X% less damage. That way, hunters would not lose that cool feeling of having this like stream of arrows coming from the back, dealing a consistent amount of damage without being over the top. All right, conclusion. I think that hunters are the most overpowered alliance in DOTA Underlords right now. The alliances that are supposed to counter them just don't stand a chance, especially in the late game right now. And I hope Valve fixes that, because I have a lot of fun with the game. And currently, if you join a game with people that know what they do, and you check their board and you see them starting off with a draw ranger, picking an axe and stuff, you already know that this is going to be rough. And if you're not picking hunters yourself, you're probably going to lose. And that's not very fun. So yeah, I hope that changes soon. I might also try out the other auto chess games on my Twitch channel. I'll put the link to that in the description below. So if you want to chat about balance stuff, in-depth gameplay things, and competitive things in general, or just want to watch me play and learn stuff together with me, please feel free to click and give me a follow and tune in when I next go online. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you then. Oh, one more thing. I also recorded a video of myself playing Hunter. So if you want to see all of the stuff that you heard in this video in action, check out my channel, watch the Hunter video, and see me go. Hey, word around the internet has it right now that DOTA Underlords... DOTA Underlords... Oh yeah. Starting off with an introduction to the hunters, then their synergy with the mana mechanic of the game, items and other alliances, and then I'll go over the synergy with other alliances, and also the synergy with other alliances, synergy with other alliances. Fuck. Autofocus. Oh, and by the way, Medusa with her split arrows on and an eye of